Hi everyone, welcome back to Clarity for Sure. Today's session is very important. Today we'll be discussing 40 plus actually, 40 plus important MCQs on the statistical report on value of output from agriculture and allied sector. Right. So I feel every student watching this session who is very serious for this examination must have seen the PYQs of the NABARD Grade A examination. So you have seen a few instances like the questions asked in the prelims or mains examination regarding the largest producer of that particular commodity, which sector is at highest growth, or which sector's share has increased this year. So these are questions are generally curated from this report itself, right? So that is why today's session is very important. I request every student watching this session to make note of all the questions given in today's session. Okay, so and all the mentorship enrolled students, they'll be getting their curated summarized report of this particular ministry report, right? So, and apart from enrolled students, all the students who are not enrolled in the our mentorship program, there is no need to worry. I have covered all the questions in proper systematic manner. I have left no questions here. So you can use the session in a reverse engineering manner. You can write down all the important points which I'll be discussing today's session and make full use of this session, because this session is very important for prelims, for mains and interview if you are from any state which have any particular community highest in its production, right? So let's start with today's session because it's going to be very long. Okay. So let's see. First question is asking about the subsectors that currently contributes to largest share of the total agriculture GVO. So the answer for this question is option A, which is crop sector. Okay, so it remains the largest contributor, though it's declining, but the total GVO contribution is still highest. Okay, moving on to the next question. Which of the following pairs is correctly matched regarding the state-wise contribution in the year 2023-24? Okay, so Gujarat pulses, Tamil Nadu cereals, Rajasthan oilseed. So you have to choose the correct option here, which state-wise contribution matches here. So answer is option C. Rajasthan dominates the oilseed production. From after Rajasthan, there is Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh. So you can also make note of the top three states which are involved in the oilseed production, right? Then next question is, which subsector doubled its output between the 2011 to 2011-12 to 2023, becoming the fastest growing income source for rural livelihoods? So in this way also the question can be arise. So you have to choose the sector which is involved in the fastest growing income source for rural household. So answer here is option B, livestock sector. So why? Because it is becoming the major source of rural income stability, supported by dairy and animal husbandry missions. Okay, so that is why it is important. Next, we have which subsector recorded the fastest relatively increase in share of total GVA. Okay, here we are asking the relative increase in its share. Okay, so the answer for this question is option D, which is fishing and aquaculture. Okay, why? Because the GVO share has increased from 4.2 to 7%, the highest relative growth among the subsectors, reflecting the increased employment potential and export orientation. Okay, we are going with the we will be discussing the general GVO aspects. Okay, then I'll be covering the important cereals, then pulses, then oil seeds, then fiber, then livestock and fisheries, and lastly forestry. So I have covered these all sectors in today's session. So please carefully make the notes of today's session, right? Next, you have to choose the statement which is not correct regarding the sectoral share trends. Okay, livestock and fishing aquaculture, then crop sector shares. We have stated here. If you are familiar with the data, you'll be able to answer this. Otherwise, not. So here the option C, A. Okay, 3 only is not correct. Why? Because the crop sector share has declined. There is no instances of increase in its share. So livestock and fishery sector shares increase consistent with diversification trends. Okay, so that is why third option is not correct here. Next, we have to choose the correct sequence of the subsectors by their share of total GVO, highest to lowest. So this is one of the important question, and these kind of questions are generally you can see in the NABARD Grade A examination, right? So you have to choose the correct sequence. So answer here is option C: crop, livestock, then we have forestry, logging, then we have fishing and aquaculture. And I have also given you the share of their these particular subsectors of in the total GVO. Okay. Then we have to choose this which cereal showed the strongest growth in value terms due to its increasing use in feed and industrial uh, sector. Okay, so you have to choose which is important here. Okay, bajra, jowar, maize, paddy, and wheat. If you're familiar with the ethanol mission, then you'll be able to answer this question. So answer is obviously C, which is maize. And why? Because uh, it is generally attributed to expanding the feed, ethanol, and starch industries, reflecting its industrial demand-driven rise rather than area expansion, right? Then we have which cereal crop. Now we are discussing the cereal crop aspects from the statistical report. Okay, then which cereal crop is maintained its position as the largest contributor? We are asking here the largest contributor to the total cereal output, supported by these all assurance. So answer here is paddy. Okay, so paddy remained the dominant cereal, and why? Because the factors like assured MSP, irrigation support, and government procurement policies have strengthened its leadership. Next, we have the Indian state emerge as new growth hub for cereal production. Okay, so this is one of the new point we have seen in this report. So you have to choose a new hub for the cereal production. So the answer is option E, which is Madhya Pradesh. So Madhya Pradesh has seen in its cereals share increased of around 4.8%, and it has become a new key cereal production hub in central India. Okay, why there is I mean, which commodity are generally cultivated here? They are wheat and maize. Okay, then we have to choose a state which has seen nearly threefold rise uh, with the aid of the initiatives like Kaleshwaram and Mission Katikia. Okay, Kakatia. Okay, yes, Kakatia. So you have to choose the state which is involved in these initiatives and has given threefold rise in its share in India's production cereal output. So the answer is B, which is Telangana. So these all projects have helped them in expansion of irrigated rice area. So that is why it's boosting their cereal share here. Okay. Then we have to choose the state which continues to be largest producer of cereal. Okay. We have seen the largest contributor. Then we are going to see largest producer of cereal. Though the share is declined, still it is stated as the largest producer of cereal. So answer is very clear. The answer is D, which is Uttar Pradesh, being the top cereal producing state. But thus there is comparatively slower growth can be seen in as stated in this report against the rising states like MP and Telangana. Okay. Then we have to summarize the overall trend in the India cereal sector. So you have to choose what would be the best uh, in summarization of these all trends which we have seen as per the report. So the answer here is option C, which is steady nominal growth with diversification towards maize in new states. Maize, as you can say, there is an increased demand of maize in the industrial sector, and new states have came in this race, which is Madhya Pradesh, due to its expansion in rice and maize cultivation, right? So we are done with these. Then we are going with the horticulture aspect of from the statistical report. Okay. Then we have to choose the horticulture diversification. Why the India's horticulture diversification has seen the or what is the reason to be best reflected is sectoral trends. Okay, so you have to choose which are the reason. So option C here is steady rise in the fruits and vegetable GVO is one of the reason for the profitability of the horticulture section. Okay, sector. So market demand, diversification, and profitability are the sign of structural transformation in the Indian agriculture due to horticulture. Okay. Then we have to choose a subsector within the horticulture which nearly double its output value, indicating its demand in the urban and export. Okay, so the answer is floriculture. As you can see, as you know that floriculture is one of the important subsector gaining more demand. Okay, by the urban consumption, export-oriented cut flowers market, and peri-urban farming. Right. Next, we have to choose the fruit showed the most rapid percentage increase in value between the 2011-12 and 2023. So answer here is lemon. Okay. Why lemon? Because they are generally driven by the processing and beverage industries and export demand. That is why this commodity is one of the fruit or commodity from the horticulture section, gaining rapid percentage increase in value terms. Okay. Then we have to choose the fruit which has emerged as high value export oriented crop. So it's very clear, pomegranate. So why is it so? Because of its popularity in nutritional high value fruit in both domestic and global markets. Okay. Then we have to choose which uh, group of crops generally contribute to 39% of total vegetable GVO. Okay, so it's very clear from here only. The answer is A, potato, onion, and tomato, which is they all always show dominance in the production and price sensitivity. Okay. Then we have to choose the vegetable which has a position as the largest contributor. Okay, so it's very clear again here, which is potato, being supported by the cold storage processing, and export linkage programs. Okay, so that is why potato is largest contributor. Then we have to choose state which has become the largest horticulture producer. Okay, with output more than doubling and rising. So one of the blooming state you can say. So the answer is option C. Option E, which is Uttar Pradesh. So why? Because making it India's top hot. Why? Because it is driven by generally mango, guava, and vegetable productivity growth. So that is why it is gained the position of largest horticulture producer here. 9. Okay, so we have to choose the state's horticultural growth is rooted in fruit-based systems and export linkage only. So the answer here is Maharashtra. So why? Because this state is generally led by the banana, citrus, pomegranate, and strong processing and export infrastructure. That is why they are generally linked with fruit-based system and strong export linkages. Okay. Then we have to choose. Now we are moving forward to oilseed aspect. So we have to choose the highest percentage growth in oilseeds, becoming the leadest contributor to India. Okay. So which oilseed is gaining most percentage of, gaining the highest growth percentage, that is rapeseed and mustard. So one of the the states which are involved in this oilseed is Rajasthan and MP, and they are given very good MSP incentives for growing these oilseeds. Okay. Then we have to choose the oilseed crop recorded as decline in both output and share in total oilseeds. So the answer is C, castor. Okay, so the castor is one of the oilseed which is recorded very good decline in output and share. Though the major producer of the oilseed production is Gujarat, so you can also make note of this here from here, like castor is has recorded a decline in output and share, and the state involved in this production is Gujarat, right? Then we have to choose the state which is registered with the highest increase in share of India's oilseed output. Okay, so it's very clear here only. Rajasthan with the maximum production of mustard rapeseed. So that is why they are led by the expansion of rapeseed and mustard under the improved irrigation and government support. Okay, MSP incentives. So that is why Rajasthan is one of the has a highest increase in share of Indian oilseeds. Then we have to choose the crops which are contributed to structural shift. Earlier we have seen the structural shift regarding the horticulture. Then again I have asking the structural shift of Indian oilseeds economy. Okay, so which two pairs are involved in these? So generally it is the rapeseed, mustard, and groundnut. Okay, why they have gained I mean they have gained importance while the soybean and castor have lost their share, marking a structural shift in the output consumption. Okay. Right. So we have to choose now. Oilseed crop performance reflects the diversification through value addition and processing. So which oilseed crop is generally targeted to value addition and processing? So it's very clear here. It is coconut, being the diversified uses in food, okay, food, oil, and oil-based products. Okay. Then we have to choose. Now we are moving forward to pulses expect. So we have to choose the pulse which has contributed the most to India's total pulse output. So it's very clear here. It is gram chickpea. So maintaining its dominance due to extensive cultivation in Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. Okay. So you have to write these all also. Okay, which stay dominant, which commodity. Next, we have to choose the pulse crop, which shows the most significant rise in the share among all the pulses. So it's generally this option C, Moong. Okay, so it is driven by short duration varieties and increased kharif area. That is why there is a significant increase in the share of Moong. Okay. Then we have to choose the pulse crop with its regional production strength. So again, it is very important. All the questions are very important. Okay. So we have to choose the correct pairs here. So answer here is E. Arhar, which is grown in Maharashtra and Karnataka, which is the major producer of pigeon pea under rainfed conditions, right? Then we have to choose the state which has emerged as the largest producer of pulses in India in the year 2023-24. So again, it is Madhya Pradesh. So Madhya Pradesh, you can make notes like Madhya Pradesh is one of the blooming state for cereals also. They are one of the blooming state for pulses also. So in this way, you can make a concise note here, right? Then here I have given the proper systematic, or you can say the increasing order of the states which are involved in the producing of pulses. Okay, we have Maharashtra, we have MP, then we have Maharashtra, then UP, then Rajasthan. Okay. Then we have to choose a state which has emerged as the largest contributor in the condiments and spices. Again, now we are going forward with condiments and spices aspect. So you have to choose the largest contributor in these commodities. So the answer is option C, which is Madhya Pradesh. So you can see Madhya Pradesh is now becoming very aware of these all agriculture and allied sector, right? So Madhya Pradesh has became the top producer with the largest growth in share, followed by Karnataka and Gujarat. Okay. Next, we have to choose a spice which continues to be India's largest individual spice crop. So it is very easy here. It is chili, okay, being driven by the export and domestic market demand. Then we have to choose now we are going forward with the fiber aspect. So you have to choose a cotton share in total fiber. So you have to choose from the 90, 95, 85, 80, and 70. So answer here is generally 95. Okay. 95 with the Kapas retain dominance with the share slightly increasing from this to this. So that is why there is very overwhelming dominance of this particular fiber. Okay. Then we have to choose which fiber experiences steepest decline in its output. So the answer here will be jute. Okay. Why? Because there is highest decline among the fibers due to reduced area, demand substitution, and weak global competitiveness. So that is why there is a very steep decline in this commodity. Then we are going forward with the livestock aspect. So we have to choose the livestock product contributing to the highest share to the total livestock GVO. Okay. So the answer here is milk. Okay. Answer here is milk. Milk remains the backbone of around 66% with GVO. And though share slightly declined, still its GVO is so much high that it still holds the position of highest share to total livestock. Okay. Then we have to choose a state which is the largest producer of livestock products in India by GVO. So the answer here is very easy. Again, sorry, livestock products. Okay, sorry. Livestock products. So answer here is Uttar Pradesh. So it is the answer for the overall livestock products. Okay, there is no particular community. I was confused with the particular community, but they are asking the livestock products. Okay, then we have to choose the top five states together, which contribute approximately what fraction of national livestock GVO. So it is 49%. Okay, so the five major states are Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and Maharashtra. All the combined account for 49, near about 49% of national livestock output. Okay, so you have to see that these all states are have very high dominance in livestock sector also. Okay. Then we have to choose a livestock product that has maintained a stable contribution of around 3 to 4% despite growth in absolute GVO. So it's meat, it's eggs, okay? It's egg, and meat is actually the fastest growing, okay? There is a steady growth of egg, but the fastest growing livestock product is meat, okay? So in this way, you can also get confused. If the question is asking about steady growth, then we have to go with the eggs, and if it's asking about the fastest growing, then we have to go with the meat sector. Okay. Now we are moving forward with the fishing and aquaculture aspect. So you have to choose a which product or which segment has seen a highest growth in GVO. So answer here is uh, E, which is marine fish, okay, due to shrimp farming, export demand, and infrastructure availability. So that is why the marine fish showed the highest growth in GVO this year, in 2023-24. So yes, next we have to choose the state which is emerged as the largest contributor to fishing and aquaculture in the year 2023-24. So answer here is option D, which is Andhra Pradesh. So why? Because again, it is also driven by the shrimp farming and infrastructure availability. That is why Andhra Pradesh is gaining one of the largest contributor position here. Okay, then we have to choose the what fraction of national fishing and aquaculture output is contributed by top five states. Okay, so it is 65, 67, 60, 45, 50, or 70. So answer here is option A, which is 67. So the major states involved or top five states involved in the output are output of fishing and aquaculture output is Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal, Odisha, Bihar, and Assam. Okay. So you have to take note of this also. Then we are going forward with the forestry section. So you have to choose which component drove the forestry growth here. Firewood, minor timber products, bamboo, industrial wood, or resin production. So answer here is wood, industrial wood sector or segment. Okay. So if you are very, I mean, you have seen the forestry session which I have taken during our revision session. I have explained why this is so and what are the factors which are involved in the in I mean which are the important factors which have influence on the industrial wood component to drove the forestry growth. So all of this I have explained in the revision session, which one of the revision sections of ARD. So you can see those sessions as well if you want to be familiar with why the reason of this component to drove the forestry growth. Okay. Next, we have to choose the state which has emerged as the top forestry producer in 2023-24. So the answer here is option C, which is Maharashtra, making it top producer. Okay. So that was it. I hope that today's session was very helpful. This was very at fast pace because the questions were very, there were very many questions. So that is why the pace was very high. So let me know how many questions were right if you are familiar with the report out of these 42 questions, or how you felt about this session. So if any suggestions from your end, we are very welcome. So try to give your opinion in the comments below. So and we'll meet in the next session. Thank you.